Warning! This video contains information that is factual and therefore likely to offend fans of Liverpool Football Club. The information in this video will contradict the inaccurate theories that Liverpool are in fact a perfect football club. This video may be distressing and highly offensive to Scousers with possible side effects including vomiting, anal fissures, bleeding eyeballs, and severe cases of boiled piss. As such, if you are a fan of Liverpool Football Club, then viewer discretion is advised. If you do find yourself being offended at any of the information found in this video, then please kindly go fuck yourself and go watch some highlights of when your football team was actually good.
Oh, hello there. A serious note for those that are struggling this morning that, help is out there. If you are feeling a bit down in the dumps, you need to recuperate, there is help out there. The Big Red Club hotline is available to you. Not just Liverpool fans either, because you may be feeling depressed, constantly getting that feeling that you're back and City are finished. And in which case, if you do suffer with such problems, there is help out there. Feel free, call the number now, on your screen right now. Call if you need that help. The number is, of course, 0800 30 30 30. That may be applicable to Manchester United fans because that number is the same for you. You too can call that same number, Manchester United fans. 0800 30 30 30. Please, help is out there. Please help yourselves. Liverpool Football Club, of course, you call yourselves champions. What a pathetic title defence this is from Liverpool. Absolutely woeful. An embarrassment to yourselves, in all honesty. Because we won 4 in a row. Where's your bottle? Where's the spirit? Where's the fight? I saw nothing from that Liverpool side yesterday. I mean, has Virgil van Dijk recovered from his heroic defending? Sticking out his heel? What was that? What was that? It was pathetic defending. Has Conor Bradley recovered from his situation? Getting absolutely ragdolled by Jeremy Doku. Bullied. This is the same Conor Bradley that was supposedly pocketing Vinicius Jr. I think he did. But he got absolutely bullied. Doku was just walking Conor Bradley on a leash all game, like a good little boy, patting him on the head. Unbelievable. I mean, Florian Squirts, has he found his way home yet? Has anyone heard from him? Is he safe? Has he made it home safely? Has he found his way home? Because I don't think he's found anything else this season. Certainly hasn't found a Liverpool player with a pass, for example, or the back of the net. Hasn't managed to find that once this season in the Premier League. That'd be nice. It's just making sure he's all right. Do you know what I mean? He's actually made himself home. As Ekitike reported for training this morning, just to get an idea of what a football looks like, what it feels like to touch one. Because he didn't touch one yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Has he done anything today to resemble a spherical object that you can finally get a touch of one? Ekitike, mate, all that money as well. And he was one of the cheap ones. Do you know what I mean? 400 million you spent, and then some. More than that, in all honesty. Doing you a favour there. Unbelievable. Now they realise. Not just Liverpool. They all realise what Manchester City is about. They all realise. This is Manchester City. You do yourselves a favour. Go and find any prediction out there, any pre-season title-winning prediction, and try and present to me someone saying, I think City could win it. Find that. Do yourselves a favour. It's like looking for a golden nugget that you're never going to find it. You know what I mean? They're not out there. Those predictions for this season, no one gave City a chance. Arsenal or Liverpool, that was it. They have forgotten who Pep Guardiola is. They have forgotten what Manchester City Football Club is. We've just won 4 in a row. Then one bad season we're written off. Liverpool are going to dominate for years to come because of what they've done. What they've done in the transfer market. Honestly, it's like even some City fans needed waking up to this as well. Going into this game, those that watch this channel on the regular will know full well I have had a pop at Arne Slot. Arne Slot was losing the plot. That's what I was talking about. And he continues with that. These are the comments that he made before the game.
We know the challenge ahead of us, City away, is one of the most difficult games throughout the whole season. And we prepared for that and we didn't pay attention. More attention than to any other games that I played. No, actually I didn't see the game at all because I was analysing still City one more time for the 250th time probably this week.
He watched us 250 times. He analysed City 250 times this week, he said. And that's what he came up with. That's what his master plan. I'm going to study Manchester City 250 times this week, and then I'm going to devise this unbeatable master tactician plan. Absolute fucking bollocks. What a load of shit. I mean, the stats, just look at the stats. It's the same as the Dortmund game, except 1% different. We had less possession than Liverpool. Honestly, this is not the same Manchester City. And you've watched us 250 times and that's what you came up with. You came expecting Manchester City to dominate possession. Jeremy Doku inverting. I could have told you that. I did tell you that in the preview. As did other City fans. Most City fans are well aware of what we've been doing. And I would argue quite a few rival fans. But this is the manager of Liverpool Football Club who's claiming that he analysed us and then came out with that. Didn't educate Conor Bradley on what Doku was going to do, invert and cause chaos by not knowing whether to stick or twist. Should he go and push and close down Jeremy Doku, or should he stick to his right back position? Didn't have a clue what to do against it. And inverting on the other side, Cherky, Nunes on the overlap. And then it's like a case of, well, we know Salah doesn't track back. We've known that for years. You know, that's not anything new. Salah doesn't track back. I know what I'll do. We've lost Luis Diaz, okay? He tracks back, so at least there's some element of attacking players who are willing to get back and protect the fullback. Because Robertson wasn't exactly having a great day in the office either, against the likes of Cherky and Nunes and Foden, who occasionally went down that right side. I know, I'll stick Wirtz. Wirtz will do the job. He'll do a great job for me. This guy is a fucking fraud. And this is exactly why I brought him to your attention before this game. Because I knew it. I knew full well that he doesn't have a clue what he's doing. And he's built everything about his CV of last season at least, talking about the qualities of Liverpool. It's Klopp. It's Jurgen Klopp. He did all of it. He built everything, and the players last season were just playing off muscle memory. That muscle memory's worn off now, and they've forgotten what it was like to be under the manager of Jurgen Klopp, and now they're stuck with Arne Slot. The guy is an absolute joke. But Manchester City, on the other hand, they dealt with Liverpool. They dispatched them. They humbled them. They humiliated them yesterday. Absolutely scintillating work from Manchester City. So while Liverpool were dismal, not one of the best sides to have even turned up to the Etihad this season. I think United were better than Liverpool. When we beat them 3-0, yeah, we beat United 3-0 as well at the Etihad this season. I think United put in a better performance than that. You know, Bournemouth, we beat them 3-1. They were better. Even Dortmund, they got 4 put past them. I thought Dortmund were better. Genuinely. So I don't want to diminish what we've done too much here, but ultimately they were shite. And we just dispatched them. And we had quite a few players there that I think could have done better. Haaland missing penalties, not a problem. Not a problem. You know what I mean? We still went and fucking dealt with them with such ease. Let's have a look at the player ratings. Donnarumma. A big save against Szoboszlai in that second half. There was a few wayward long balls, though. One that actually resulted in Mo Salah getting on the end of a one-on-one situation. But then Donnarumma came out like a lunatic, as he loves to do, and made himself look so big and scary that Salah puts it wide. But still, that save in the second half was important. I actually think Donnarumma's involvement in the offside goal, which is debatable whether it is. I can see both sides of the argument there. Me being on the Manchester City side, I'm going to side with the letter of the law, which technically, it's just not been upheld, that law, consistently. So I can see why Liverpool fans are complaining about that. Fully understand that. But Donnarumma actually going up and waving his hands at the idea that Robertson was in an offside position, presented that as a problem for the referee and made it clear. And you know what I mean? Don't ask, don't get. And he asked, and he got. Donnarumma, so I appreciated that. 7 out of 10 for him though. Diaz, a near perfect defensive performance at the back from Ruben Diaz. He's been absolutely brilliant lately. Not that much really to do directly, deal with it himself, but when it did come his way, he dealt with it. There was a last man tackle in there that I remember as well, an outstretched boot that sent it over to Gvardiol for him to deal with, which he didn't do. But still, Diaz was solid yesterday, so solid, and he's been solid for quite some time. Looking so good at the minute, Ruben Diaz, 7.5 for him. Gvardiol, not his greatest game. That's putting it nicely. And those that watched the watch long know I was very concerned with Vardiol's performances. There were still some positive defensive contributions to appreciate in there, but I was more disappointed in how often we won the ball back. And then he just gave it away straight away. 4 or 5 times, and there's one there that's been recorded as a statistical error that led to a shot, one that was directly leading to a shot. But there were other errors in the game that led to danger, not necessarily to a shot, but led to serious danger where Liverpool won the ball back in our defensive third. And it came from Vardiol. Not his greatest performance. Thankfully, Diaz bailed him out on occasions, but there was still the odd little moment from Vardiol that was decent enough to stop him from getting less than a 6.5. Nunes. I think a few apologies are owed. Some respected City fans out there, in all honesty. I remember back in the day when we signed him, man, there was some brutal comments about Nunes. And even, I mean, as of like this season, I've heard some brutal comments about Nunes. And I think there's some apologies owed to Matheus Nunes, in all honesty, because, I mean, he's not even a right back. He's not even a right back. He looked like a veteran right back with 100 war stories to tell us, sat at the bar necking shots about how many right back performances he's put in. Do you know what I mean? He's a veteran. He looked like a veteran yesterday. He looked like so educated on the role of right back in a Pep Guardiola side. He looked brilliant. So good. And coming forward, got himself an assist. Cafunes, mate, I'm so buzzing for him. So happy that he's worked his way up this club. You know what I mean? He's earned the respect. And through minimal love from the Manchester City fans as well, in fairness to him. Not much love has been thrown his way, and this guy deserves it right now. 100% brilliant from Matheus Nunes, 8.5. O'Reilly pocketed Salah, pocketed him. He's not a fullback either. We have 2 midfielders playing fullback in Liverpool, clean sheet, no problem against that front force of Ekatike, Isak, Wirtz, Salah, clean sheet, mate, with 2 fullbacks that aren't fullbacks. Pfft. Jokers, man. Unbelievable. I'm starting to think I could play fullback. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter what's on your CV anymore. If you go and get a bit of tutelage off Pep Guardiola, he'll turn you into a fullback, mate, no problem. I don't think anyone could do it. You know what I mean? You just have a chat with Pep and he'll mould you into a fullback if you want. It's there for the taking. The job's yours, mate. And I mean, no disrespect to O'Reilly and Nunes, but I mean, they're not fullbacks and they look unbelievable in those roles. Fantastic. We've seen Zinchenko, we've seen Fabian Delph, we've seen so many players do this before, and it's not a coincidence anymore. And it's about time we put respect on Pep's name from outside of Manchester City Football Club. And this is what I'm saying. Now they realise. O'Reilly, fantastic. The contribution for the Doku goal for me was a standout moment, because that was that run where we were actually under the cosh a little bit. Liverpool were putting us under pressure. O'Reilly's run just gets us up pitch. Nico Gonzalez switches it. It's the run. The brilliant ball from Nico Gonzalez, but the run is what made that goal for me. And then Doku was just, the rest was just brilliant from Jeremy Doku. But those moments were brilliant. There was one error that led to a Liverpool shot from Nico O'Reilly there, so I've given him an 8. I do feel like people wanted to see an even score, but I mean, that's not how I do things here. I don't do things just because the narrative suggests I should. In all honesty, I think Nunes had a more consistent game over the full 90 minutes compared to O'Reilly, but only just. They both got an assist. They were both brilliant, but I think Nunes was just a touch more consistent over the full 90 minutes, which is why O'Reilly gets an 8 rather than 8.5. Nico G. There's more to this performance than his goal. His defensive actions, I mean, his composure, his positioning, it was all fantastic. I think the term mini Rodri at this point is an insult, a complete insult. There's nothing mini about Nico Gonzalez whatsoever. And I mean, I imagine his missus will testify to that as well. Not that I know, but that's how I fully picture it. There's nothing mini about Nico Gonzalez. He's mega. He's mega. Absolutely, that's what he is. He's unbelievable, man. The guy looks like so composed. Everything he did yesterday just breathed quality and reassurances. I was so pleased with Nico Gonzalez yesterday, and it's not just yesterday. This has been, over the course of about 4 or 5 games in a row now, and we saw glimpses. Newcastle last season, the performance at home at the Etihad against Newcastle, he was class in that game as well. There was little signs there for Nico Gonzalez, but it's just now, it's becoming week in, week out for him. And I mean, Rodri's got his work cut out for him. You're not putting Rodri straight back in the side with Nico Gonzalez's performance like this. And I mean, the goal was just a cherry on the cake. 9 for Nico G. Bernardo Silva. Never really been a stat padder, has he? He's not really been one for the numbers. And I mean, there are no real numbers there to his game. The stats are minimal. But apart from the assist, which is a great number, he got an assist in this game. It's his retention. He was such a safe presence in this game. He often dropped deep to collect the ball, help with the build-up play. And he was part of the move before Doku's goal where he got it into Nico Gonzalez before Gonzalez switches it to O'Reilly. That was Bernardo Silva getting us out of danger, and that was one of many occasions yesterday where Bernardo Silva was just a safe pair of feet where you could just rely on him to get us out of trouble. He was brilliant yesterday, I thought. Bernardo Silva, still a big game player, great performance, giving him a 7.5. Foden, similar to Bernardo Silva really, just without the assist. I actually thought Phil Foden dropped even deeper at times than Bernardo Silva. There were moments in that corner flag before the opening goal as well, where O'Reilly and the build-up play where we were pinned into our own corner flag. Foden was heavily involved, Nico O'Reilly and Nico G. It was just a brilliant, brilliant move. Foden was often integral to our build-up play yesterday. And again, there aren't really numbers there for that, which is why his numbers don't look great. But actually, Phil Foden's performance yesterday was brilliant. Very, very similar standard to Bernardo Silva, just without the assist. But I still thought he was solid enough to get himself a 7.5. Cherki, I've given him a 6.5. Now, I know that's rattled some of the City fans by not giving him a high score, but because he's flavour of the month. I don't do flavour of the month, unfortunately. I just report the things I see in those 90 minutes. And he didn't have a bad game. He certainly didn't have a bad game, but I would ask the City fans that are offended by the 6.5 to tell me what he did do. If you're annoyed at him getting a 6.5, let me know in the comments below what he did do to warrant him getting a 7 or a 7.5 and being in the same conversation of quality that Foden and Bernardo Silva did. Now, this is not a case of that therefore means Johnny is anti-Cherki. No, there's going to be so many games this season to wax lyrical about this guy because he's unbelievable. We know that. This season we're going to be talking about Cherki left, right and centre. Quite literally, probably, over the course of this season. I imagine he's got that versatility to his game, but he didn't have an impact on this one, unfortunately. The 33 touches reflect that. Came off for Savinho on the 53rd minute. But like I say, more to come from Cherki. Not this game, though, so I've given him a 6.5. Savinho, if you watch the watch-along, you know the aspects to this particular performance that absolutely rattled me. I can't stand it. We're talking about those two moments on the edge of the area where it was a 50-50 aerial duel, and he shirked away from it. I just can't deal with that stuff, man. It rattles me. I hate it. You know, especially against Liverpool. We need you, mate. We need you to get stuck in. In reality, in fairness to him, he's intercepted got himself an interception there, and he's also won a couple of tackles. And that's in 37 minutes. So there was a decent defensive contribution on the deck, but I lost it on there twice when that ball broke from a corner, edge of the area, and Liverpool were looking to just nod it back into the danger zone, and he could have just at least got up and challenged, but he didn't. Those things annoy me, really. They really wind me up. But actually, you know, there was still a bit of a performance there to at least be like, you know, okay. Long way to go for him to be deserving of a regular spot in the 11 this season. Still so much more to prove from Savinho. My advice to him would be to watch Jeremy Doku. 6 out of 10 for Savinho. Speaking of Jeremy Doku, unstoppable. Unstoppable, man. He's an anomaly. Like, I've never seen a player like Jeremy Doku before. I know he gets linked to St. Maximin, but he's another level. He's another level to St. Maximin. Tell me how you defend against Jeremy Doku. How do you stop Jeremy Doku? The guy plays at 1.5 speed. Everyone else is either in slow motion or he's fast-forwarded. One or the other. The defenders look like they're running in quicksand when he has the ball. The whole world just seems to slow down as he is the only one running at full speed. It's crazy to watch Jeremy Doku when he's like this. He's frightening. Absolutely frightening. Rivals' reactions now as well to Jeremy Doku was like, oh, he's good, isn't he? That Jeremy Doku. He's been doing this for weeks. Acting like it's a new thing. The goal is why they're talking about him, because he smacked one in the top corner. That's why they're talking about him. He's been putting in performances like this, maybe without the goals, and we could do with a few more of them from Jeremy Doku this season, especially ones like that was scintillating. But the performances, the actual ability as a winger without always being a goal or an assist at the end of it, the performances, the value that he adds to this team is why we're collecting as many points as we are this season. It's not just Haaland. Jeremy Doku has been sensational for quite some time. We've been asking for consistency. He has been top for a large portion of this season, there's been the one game here and maybe one game there where he's dipped a little. But even internationally, he's been sensational for Belgium as well. He's been brilliant for a good portion of the season, to the point where you can call him consistent. Fantastic from Jeremy Doku. So good. Adding goals will, of course, get him those headlines, and he deserves it. He deserved it. I've been ecstatic with Jeremy Doku this season. I really have. 9.5 man of the match, Jeremy Doku. Haaland bagged his goal. Got a little bit fortunate, in all honesty. Can't really ignore the penalty miss there, really. And I mean, penalty miss, save. It statistically goes down as a penalty miss. That's literally what it's called statistically. But it was, of course, saved. Didn't put it wide. And that's harmed his score, unfortunately. But I'm actually pleased he didn't steal the show for once, even though he scored because, of course, he did. Because of course he did, but you know, it's Haaland. But actually, we're talking about Jeremy Doku for once, and it's not Haaland FC, it's Jeremy Doku, and that alone, I'm kind of glad that we're doing that. It's good to build up the reputation of a player like Jeremy Doku, you know, and I mean, he's no surprise anymore. You know, rivals acting like, oh my God, that Doku's all right, isn't he? Oh, is he? Yeah. He's all right, isn't he? Just a bit. Even the City fans are cottoning on eventually. Do you know what I mean? Some people were writing him off so early. So early. He's been brilliant. So good. Jeremy Doku. But Haaland did the business, scored his goal. I actually think he held the ball up really well on occasions as well. So it's not just about getting the goals. I mean, his penalty miss was a standout moment of the game, but his hold-up play, I thought he brought others into the action really well. Haaland was decent yesterday. Very, very good. Posed a threat to Virgil van Dijk and Konate combined. 7 out of 10 for Haaland, though. That being because of the penalty miss. He'd have got 7.5 without that. Probably would have got an 8 actually if he'd put it in the back of the net and then scored again after that. But still, good from Haaland. Even better from the Manchester City side on the whole. Even better when you start to look at the Premier League table and consider the fact that we were written off at the start of this season. Totally and utterly written off. Liverpool and Arsenal and maybe City. Oh, do we have to talk about City? Well, now you do. Now you got to talk about City because we smell blood. We are coming for it. And I can't wait for the rest of the season. And even if we don't go and win the league, this just makes you recognise that we are now in the title race. You know, it'll make you choose your words a little bit more wisely next time when you think about predicting Manchester City's future. Blues, let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.